What is going on, guys? Kitty Austin 141 here, and we are back with another commentary. This time we're going to talk about, like friendships and betrayal. So I'm sure, all of you guys have had friends, maybe family, maybe relationships, and things like that. And, you trusted somebody or something, and then, like, they were underhanded and they turned on you. So, for instance, I had a few experiences. One was with a friend. Not loaned, but I was working with a friend and I gave them some money, and they stole the money. Obviously they went to jail, of course, cause I don't play that. But they stole the money. But to get into more of who this person was, right? So they called me a friend and a brother. Not really. They weren't really my brother, but they called me like a brother, and we were pretty close. We're pretty cool. Uh, and everything seemed pretty normal. I was like, well, I trust the guy. And then all of a sudden it started to get weird. So I asked him the question, like, oh no, I'll take care of it. Da-da-da. So then I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little, suspicious or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So when you gonna get the money back or whatever? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it. And he was all, I was like, okay, you want me to take care of it? He was like, no. And then so finally, I just came to that conclusion. And of course I found out, that he took the money, and that's why he was trying to make excuses, because he was trying to figure out like how he was gonna try to lie, or how long he could stall, before I figured it out. And so, it kind of goes to show you got to be careful who you trust, in general. And you can rock with, people for a long time. You can rock with people for a long time. And you never know who will betray you. Um, I'm sure everybody listening has had some kind of experience with betrayal. Um, you could be rocking with somebody for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. It could be a family member, a friend, and you trust this person with everything. And then all of a sudden one day you wake up and you're like, whoa, I cannot believe that this person did that, And it's just an experience, you know, for most of us as good people, we can't fathom doing people wrong. But there are those that don't have a conscience per se. And so for them, doing somebody wrong, they have no qualms about it. They don't have an ounce of guilt at all. And just in general, obviously it says in the Bible, trust no man, but he will surely fail you. And that's talking about people, not just man, but people in general. Whenever the Bible says man, it's not generally talking about just a male, like a man. It's talking about mankind, just in general. And he's basically saying, you know, ultimately you should only trust God, because the God is the only one that can't really fail you. He's always going to be true. And no matter who anybody is, they're capable of betrayal if they're human. They're capable of, making a mistake. They're capable of doing wrong no matter how good they are or what, position or status that they hold. And so it's always important just to take matters to God, just in general. And you can't really avoid betrayal. I think it's a part of life that everybody experiences betrayal because it just teaches you to be careful. It teaches you, you know, to be more guarded. I wouldn't say standoffish, but I would say guarded, especially when it comes to, like, you know, monetarily and things like that. It teaches you a lot of lessons. You know, when you look at how much trust you would put in a certain amount of a person, whether it's a pastor or it's a relationship, a family member, business partner, etc. You kind of look back and you like, I was really trusting that person a lot, but I started to almost look at that person as if they were like God, you know, in a way. Like I felt like that person could never do anything wrong. And that's where you will mess up. If somebody is human, they are capable of doing wrong. They are capable of making a mistake, no matter who they are. You know, so ultimately, we must have a really good relationship with God, just in general. And I think that's just so important. But you guys that are watching this, comment below and you know, tell me a story if you're on YouTube or Rumble of betrayal. I'm pretty sure you guys have some stories. Maybe we can hear some stories and learn from each other. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next commentary.